Happy Father's Day. I saw my father yesterday. Hope you're well, Dad. Happy Father's Day again. And I'm spending it with the founding father here, Thomas Jefferson, at the Jefferson Memorial. So we're going to talk about the muggy and somewhat stormy, rainy, unsettled week ahead. Our work week could be plagued by this cold front that is moving into the region tonight, but it might stall out for, get this, the entire work week. So we could be plagued by waves of showers, storms. We have isolated flooding, patchy flooding chances this week. So we have a good deal to talk about. Let's take a temperature reading here at the Jefferson Memorial, 85.3. And you've probably felt that mugginess increase today. That classic DC feeling to summer is back. Karen, thanks for joining. Peter, hello. Thanks for joining. I hope you are both well. And more rain again, Liz. I'm sorry to say, yes, indeed. This is by the end of the week. By the end of the week, this Friday, 2 to 3 inches cannot be ruled out. So this is a good deal of rain. But you can see that south of town has a little bit drier, and the favored areas are kind of north and northeast of town, and that's where it's even starting tonight. We have a couple storms popping between Columbia and Baltimore, but otherwise radar is clear. The favored region tonight is closer to the Mason-Dixon line up near the border with Pennsylvania, and this will remain a favored area. This is overnight tonight. 2 out of 5 chance for severe weather. And let's go the right way. There's another slight chance for severe weather tomorrow. Again, 2 out of 5 chance. This is for small hail, maybe some flooding, downpours, some gusty winds. Damaging winds are not the biggest threat here, but we do think frequent lightning is also possible, and again, some small hail. So keep that in mind. Stay weather aware of the next 48 hours. And Jane, thank you very much for watching. Arlene, no rain in Culpeper. Thank you for that. And south of town, you have a greater chance of staying drier this week, since this front may want to stick closer to us in DC than Culpeper, maybe closer even to the Pennsylvania border than DC. So we'll see. We just don't know the exact timing and placement of where this cold front is going to stall out. It's trying to move into the region now, but these 2 colored hatch marks are the problems we're talking about for the next 48 hours. Some flooding, patchy flooding is possible with some heavy downpours, heavy rains, especially later Monday into Tuesday. And then also severe weather can't be ruled out as well. Not widespread, nothing to worry terribly about, but we just want to make you aware. Small hail can't be ruled out, some wind gusts, some frequent lightning. And we'll keep you posted, of course. Follow DC Weather Alerts on Twitter, in addition to our Capital Weather account on Twitter as well. All right, Tuesday, not necessarily the worst, Liz. There is a slight chance of some severe weather. But honestly, the timing of these waves of showers and rains and these storms are not. We have a low, medium confidence for the forecast this week. Because of this setup, we are fairly confident generally it will be wet, right? Like 2 to 3 inches of rain can't be ruled out by the end of the day on Friday. That's what we kind of know in total. But if you need specifics for day to day, we just don't see much convergence in the data, much confidence in the data. But generally, there is a wave that's moving along this front, maybe tomorrow morning, that could cause a pulse of rain. But especially tomorrow afternoon, we think there's also some decent model agreement that we could see some storms pop up, some of which could be strong and severe. So better weather on Wednesday, Gene. I don't know if that is a great statement, but here's the weather week overall. Let's look ahead. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Look at that. We really could see isolated chances for storms and showers. It's not maybe until Friday, maybe Saturday, that we have to wait for a little bit of clearing, a little bit more settled weather. We just have to get this cold front out of here, and it's going to take some time, and we just don't have the highest confidence. Even these temperature ranges, out of a group of model simulations, even the primary model simulation, the main model out of this group of weather models is right in the middle. It just is not sure of how even the temperatures are going to work this week. General confidence, though, look at this, muggy, 60s, 70s. We're going to have high dew points. We're going to have that sticky, steamy feeling. It's going to be a soupy week ahead. That's also what we have high confidence on. But again, the timing of these showers and thunderstorms, just not confident and not really possible as it stands now. But of course, we'll keep you posted on capitalweathergang.com. And our latest is available by touching on my face. All the links pop up below. cwg.news/latest will take you to our latest capitalweathergang.com forecast. I'm Camden Walker at the Jefferson Memorial, where it's 85.5 degrees. I'm doing a quick stop over here with our founding father for Father's Day. I thought that was the way to go. And happy Father's Day to my dad as well. Claudia, rain Tuesday at 6 p.m. You are hopefully realizing that specific request is just not possible. We don't know the exact timing and setup of where this cold front is going to stall out this week. Here's by the end of the week, 2 to 3 inches of rain is possible. And this cold front is trying to sag into our area, but we don't know specifics on timing for all of this rain. But we think it will generally be wet. 2 to 3 inches can't be ruled out by the end of the week. And severe weather is possible. 2 out of 5 chance tonight and into tomorrow. And I know it's hard to deal with a week where it's just going to be steamy, soupy with waves of rain, but that's what we're kind of looking at. It's a bit of a almost July pattern, a classic steamy DC pattern that we're just not going to be able to leave home without that small umbrella most of the days. So that's just the best bet. If you are risk averse, if you don't want to get wet, carry a small umbrella with you this week. That's another good recommendation. You like the Father's Day here, Liz, at our founding father, Thomas Jefferson Memorial here. That's great. I'm glad you like that, Liz. Kevin, good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Diane, 188 days till winter. That's funny. And Chris, which Kestrel do I have? I think it's the 5500. Yep. 85.5 degrees here at the Jefferson Memorial. I'm Cam to walk for Capital Weather Gang. Follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather. And during some of these isolated, patchy, severe weather storms that are possible over the next 48 hours, follow on Twitter DC Weather Alerts. So you'll get pushed to your phone only those severe weather alerts that are the most severe over the coming couple of days that are near the Beltway, near the DC region. Let's see, what else have I missed here? Michael, I do appreciate the forecast. You're most welcome, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. Victoria, happy Father's Day. Thanks for tuning in. And Matt, it's that time of year. Keep your umbrella and the weather app handy. And Liz, sun and dryness again. I'm looking at maybe Friday or Saturday, and that's still not the highest confidence. But again, a wet, clammy, muggy, soupy week ahead. Waves of rain and storms. Exact timing is just not possible to predict at this time. We're staying weather aware for not only this general dampness this week, but isolated flooding downpours are possible, and some isolated strong severe storms are possible, especially Monday and Tuesday. But we're going to keep an eye on this whole week, hopefully kicking this cold front out here Friday, if not Saturday. So that's what we're looking at for drier times, hopefully by Friday or Saturday. It'd be better if the rain were purple, Scott. That's funny. Elizabeth, oh, that's Sunday temperature. Yeah, look at that. It's very low confidence looking out that far, Liz, but we'll see if we have a small cool off, better air behind a cold front finally clearing out this stalled out cold front. One's got to push out the other, hopefully by Saturday into Sunday. Flying into Ohio says, Jane, will the weather affect you? Yes, Jane, this system between here and Ohio indeed has some storms and some flooding downpours, and they even have part of the stationary front over near here. I think that's through the Akron area or so, Akron, Canton. So hopefully you're maybe flying to Cleveland. You might have a decent time behind that stalled out front. So good question, Jane. We are actually rather dry in Page County, and you can use some moisture. Indeed, Brian. Let's look over the moisture for the last few days. This is the last 3 days, and you've kind of missed out there in Page County. And then look at this little stripe of dryness slicing through the region from the southwest to the northeast. But most of this should fill in by the end of the week. Let's check that really quick. We have maybe 2 to 3 inches, generally speaking, possible by the end of the day on Friday. So even Page County, you should get some moisture by the end of the week. All right, let's see if I've missed any other questions. Hi, Samuel. Hello. Carlos. Hello. Catherine, thanks for watching. Samuel. The Frederick forecast and looking for the rainfall, it is indeed about 2 to 3 inches possible for Frederick as well. And you're closer to this stalled out front. Generally speaking, it might stall out a little bit closer to the northern half of our region this week rather than the southern half. So Frederick is in a favored area to get some of this rainfall and maybe some isolated patchy flooding and some small hail possible with some of these storms over the next 48 hours. Flight delays during the late week storms. David, it's possible. But at this point, we just don't have the confidence looking out toward the end of the week to know if these will be severe enough. And I'm not sure exactly if you're doing late afternoon flights, the storms could pop up in the late afternoon. So in general, I would allow maybe 30 to 60 minutes extra. Bring a little book or a magazine to read at the airport this week if you're flying out of DCA. All right. 30-day forecast, Titan Human, Matt. Let's talk about that really quick. Let's go to our summer outlook mention really quick. Go to cwg.news/summer outlook, and we for the first time since I think 2009 we are predicting a cooler than average summer. But keep in mind our average high temperatures very shortly jump from about 86 today to 89 degrees in July. So when we say cooler than average, we don't mean pleasant and unmuggy, so keep that in mind. But for all the details, go to cwg.news/summer outlook. You can touch on my face, and popping up below on your device, you'll see the links to that as well. Tomorrow night's moonrise looking not so perfect in Alexandria. Storms are possible, Chris. And you may have seen my mention here, 2 out of 5 chance that we see some small hail tomorrow night as well. So we want to keep that in mind that this cold front is really going to be plaguing us for a couple days, for most of this week actually, and that's why I'm worried we could see 2 to 3 inches of rain by the end of the week. So it's just not a great photography week, Chris. I'm sorry to report that. Should we assume severe weather for this evening, Misha? It looks to be pretty isolated and the sun is going down. That was the main heat mechanism engine to build and lift and destabilize the atmosphere, but that is calming down as the sun sets. So Misha, we're going to turn some eyes more toward being weather aware tomorrow. Good question. And Samuel, you're looking for the Frederick, Maryland forecast. Just subtract, this is for around the Beltway, just subtract a couple degrees for Frederick, but generally you're also going to be very warm and muggy. But the good news is that we might not add any more 90-degree days to our heat tracker. So if you're like me and not exactly a huge fan of 90-plus degree days, which we can't avoid them here in DC, but hey, I'll take what I can get this week. We might not be adding any more to our 90-degree count for now, so that's great. Will the rain, Scott, make it beyond south of 66? I do think so, but rain chances do decrease south of Fredericksburg going toward Richmond throughout this week. This is 2 to 3 inches by the end of this week. Just generally want to show you that most of the region does see some rainfall this week, but chances are lower to the south and higher to the north and northeast because this front is going to move in from the north and kind of stall out over area. Location to be determined. It's going to be quasi-stationary and move up and down a little bit this week. So we just can't be precise in our forecast, but generally speaking, we have confidence it's going to be muggy and wet. All right, Sean, let me see what I've missed. I'll try and find Misha's question. I must have missed that. Mention the solstice, Robert. We can talk about that really quick. We only have about a minute more of day length to get to net here. So look at this. I want everyone, if you like these long day lengths, please enjoy them now. This is as good as it gets. We have plateaued, generally speaking. We're no longer really gaining much daylight, maybe one more minute of day length. And I think maybe one more minute of sunset time, but we're pretty much there is what I want to say. We've plateaued. We're basically near the solstice enough. The Earth axis is now kind of plateauing. It's stopped moving forward, and we're definitely in summer. We're in peak time here for day length, so please enjoy it while we can. And we should later this week, I think, have on capitalweathergang.com a solstice post for you. Afternoon and morning showers cannot be ruled out, Sean, but generally speaking, if we see peaks of sunshine into the early afternoon hours, that does increase chances this week that these showers and thunderstorms focus more often than not on the afternoon hours, but we can't rule out some morning showers. Please take that umbrella with you this week. Kathy, thanks for tuning in. And thoughts on having an outdoor event Friday evening in Purcellville? Don't cancel it just yet. There is a possibility we get cleared out on Friday evening. It might hold off until Saturday that we don't clear out until Saturday, Suzanne, but please don't cancel anything. No actual information for Friday just yet. Please stay tuned to capitalweathergang.com. And Kathy, it was hot as heck today. It was pretty muggy, and it's really having a slow time cooling down here at the Jefferson Memorial. Only 85.5 as the sun goes down. I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. We're talking about a muggy, wet week ahead. That's what we have confidence about. Precision on timing and exact amounts where they're located this week, that's harder to say. But for a moment, let's say Happy Father's Day. I'm at the founding father here at the Jefferson Memorial to say Happy Father's Day to my dad and all dads out there. And Victoria, indeed, when we talk about the summer outlook, that's a good question. Go to cwg.news/summer outlook for more details. Mugginess is probably going to be fairly persistent this summer, even though we are thinking cooler than normal. And cooler is better, Sean agrees. Strong winds are possible, Carlos, this week, but not as big a threat as heavy flooding downpours and frequent lightning and what else? Maybe some small hail for some of these storms. So only a 2 out of 5 chance, but we still think that's enough to stay weather aware. So glad you're staying alert. Summer vacation is here, Mary, and don't care what weather I predict. That's fantastic. Petra, any pool time on Tuesday? If you can go earlier than later, Petra, go earlier in the day if you can. Kevin, thanks for joining. A cooler summer is lovely, says Karen. Summer solstice, Kathy, it is coming up, but we have pretty much gained only 1 more minute of day length to gain, so we're pretty much at our longest day length possible here in DC. So please get out and enjoy it. And later this week on capitalweathergang.com, we should have a summer solstice post for you. And Samuel's dog does not like to run in rainstorms. I'm sorry to hear that, but that makes sense. And Scott, indeed, a chance of severe weather a little bit tonight. The chances are fading as the sun goes down tonight. And then here is tomorrow as well, a 2 out of 5 chance for some hail, some small hail, flooding, downpours can't be ruled out. Maybe a little bit of a wind threat, but frequent lightning is possible as well. So I hope that answers that, Scott. And hello from Manassas, Karen. Suzanne, you're most welcome. And Drew, could we possibly upgrade it to an enhanced risk for severe weather tomorrow? We'd have to have a higher chance for some sunshine tomorrow, Samuel. Drew. Sorry about that, Drew. I know you like to track the severe weather, but we have the hard thing is to get a really widespread severe weather. We have all these clouds, and I think that this cold front being kind of over top us will have some uplift in our area. But do we get all the instability that could be provided by bright sunshine? That's what I doubt. So we'll see. Please stay tuned, of course, to Capital Weather Gang on Twitter at Capital Weather. And also follow DC Weather Alerts on Twitter as well. All right, Barbara. Well, I hear all day long at school is great how moisture is. Indeed, Barbara. I'll check on that later. And Danielle, Founding Father, I see what you did. Get it? Thanks, Danielle, for tuning in. At the Jefferson Memorial, I'm Camden Walker. Happy Father's Day, celebrating really quick with the founding father of our nation. Betsy, thanks for tuning in. Samuel and Liz, cooler summer, but drier. Not necessarily, Liz. We don't necessarily. Let's look at the short term. So temperatures, we actually think in the 6 to 10 day period, this is from the Climate Prediction Center, they may actually be above average, but keep in mind that our average high temperature is around 86 degrees or so. So we could see, 88 degrees, 89 degrees. We'll see. It's not a strong heat signal yet, but precipitation, a slight chance of being above normal for the next the period of 6 to 10 days in the future. So don't think that a cooler summer necessarily means a drier summer, Liz. That's the medium term forecast. Robin, I don't think indeed about Samuel's pets liking the rain. And Greg, I melted like Frosty the Snowman mowing my lawn. I'm sorry to hear that, Greg. And have after work in Columbia tomorrow, any chance we play golf tomorrow? If you hear thunder, when thunder roars, please head indoors. I do think we have some scattered showers and storms tomorrow afternoon, Thomas. So let's go 50-50 odds at this point that you're able to play. Please stay safe. If you hear thunder, do not get struck by lightning on a golf course. That is a very dangerous place for that. Let's see, you're in Delray. Alexandra Nancy, thanks for tuning in from Delray. And it's humid for the curly hair folks. See everyone in November. Randy, I'm sorry about the bad hair day. Let's recap one last time, and I'll take one last batch of questions before I go for the next 5 minutes or so. 85.4 here at the Jefferson Memorial. I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. Mugginess has moved in. It looks like a muggy week. Oh, and happy Father's Day. I'm celebrating really quickly with a founding father, Thomas Jefferson. So happy Father's Day to my dad and all dads out there. We are talking about this setup this week, a cold front stalling out over the region. And yes, it could be with us for most, if not all, of this work week. The yellow and the red combined overhead means heavy flooding potential for rainfall and some severe weather possible. We're looking at small hail, heavy downpours, frequent lightning, so we'll keep you posted on capitalweathergang.com this week. Please stay a little bit weather aware. We've got 2 to 3 inches of rain by the end of the week possible. So, please grab that small umbrella if you can, and don't want to get wet this week. That's the best bet. And then here's the severe weather chance tonight, 2 out of 5 chance, and tomorrow 2 out of 5 chance in that slight yellow area. So we're watching it. It's not a huge threat, but some small hail is possible, flooding, downpours, maybe a couple gusty damaging winds. We'll see. And again, with the isolated flooding downpours, we're watching that as well. Over the next 24 hours, generally favored areas for rain, north and northeast. That's where the cold front is moving into our region from the north. And you can see a little bit of patchiness here around DC, and then less chance of rain to the south, so keep that in mind. And it's muggy overnight tonight. 71 degrees might be the best we can do. And then we got mid-80s to upper 80s tomorrow. Depends on how much sunshine we see. We're thinking maybe near 90. But that's the good news. If there's any good news to be had by a cloudy, muggy, somewhat unsettled, rainy week, we should put a cap on our temperatures and may not see 90 degrees this week. So that is some good news. And mugginess persists tomorrow night as well. Almost identical to the map for tonight's lows. So it's, yes, the week ahead, a little bit rainy, stormy, showers, waves of rain moving through. The good news is we might not hit 90. That's my spin positive for you. But look at those muggy overnight lows, 60s and 70s. Slight chance on Friday or Saturday. We just don't know when. But sometime we think this stalled out cold front is going to get kicked out of the region. And we will see some sunshine again. Broken sunshine, of course, not being ruled out. But we're trying to look for a day for you for where we might see some dry conditions. And we're just not sure yet if it's Friday or Saturday. So stay tuned to capitalweathergang.com. You can also touch on my face and popping up below. You'll see the latest forecast on capitalweathergang.com. cwg.news/latest. And let's keep going really quick. The heat tracker might not be added to this week with hopefully, I'm a fan of not seeing 90 degrees. We might not see 90 degrees this week, so we will keep the heat tracker at 6 or fewer, 6 degrees so far, 6 days so far. And the medium-term outlook, above average temperatures are possible. A slight chance of above average precipitation in the medium term as well. And the summer outlook has been released. We released it on Monday, I believe. You can go to cwg.news/summer outlook and rejoice a little bit in the potential for cooler than average temperatures, which we don't often predict around here for summers. But that doesn't mean it won't be muggy, and we might have waves of thunderstorms like we are thinking about experiencing probably this week. So keep that in mind as well. The solstice approaches. 1 more minute of day length is about all we're going to see. We're at the longest days of the year, so please enjoy them. We have plateaued again in our day length. We're not going to see much more, maybe 60 more seconds or so of day length. So get out and frolic in this daylight tonight while you can, while the skies are not too cloudy. I think just a couple storms up near Baltimore right now, but otherwise radar is clear. And here's the last 72 hours, a dry stripe of non-precipitation. We just have this dry area right in the middle of the region. Some rain happened in the last 3 days to the south, some to the north, but we've got more coming in. So maybe keep that in mind. 2 to 3 inches is possible by the end of the week. Yep, this is by Friday, 2 to 3 inches. So keep that in mind. It looks like a wet week, especially around the Beltway and north and northeast of town. All right, 2 Twitter feeds you suggested, Scott, at Capital Weather. That's our Twitter feed, at Capital Weather. And for this week, because of some severe weather threats, follow DC Weather Alerts. So that's great. Thanks for asking, Scott. Sue, at least it hasn't rain-soaked every weekend. That's true. We have kicked our habit of seeing those wet weekends. I'm glad to report that as well. And Michelle, you're selfishly thinking about a bike commute. That would be nice in Hampton to look at. All right, so you want a bike rating widget. I'll try and work on that. Storms all summer. Not all summer, Sarah, but we are getting into the classic summer season here in DC, and off and on showers and storms can't be ruled out because we're just muggy and we've got plenty of atmospheric moisture to pull from during the afternoon hours as well. When you see peaks of sun, it just percolates the atmosphere, bubbles it up into clouds and storms. So that's how we work here in DC, unfortunately. Anything jumping in the tropics? Lewis, the last I saw was in the Arabian Sea, a Category 1 storm, but I haven't seen anything in the Atlantic just yet, but I will keep that in mind. The hurricane season did start on June 1st, so thank you for that heads up. Indeed, we want to make sure we know to stay looking at the tropics June 1 to November 1, to November 30th, excuse me. Yeah, June 1 to November 30th, yes. With the peak of hurricane season happening around September 10th. All right, Carol, thanks for tuning in. Happy Father's Day as well. And Liz, there's a small flooding risk for the region, including Prince William County as well. But it's generally over this whole week ahead. Don't worry too much about it. There's no flood watch issue just yet. And thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm Camden Walker signing off from the Jefferson Memorial. Happy Father's Day from Founding Farmer location here at the Jefferson Memorial. Follow us anytime you need on capitalweathergang.com, and you can touch on my face anytime, and you'll see the links below to go to our YouTube page, cwg.news/YouTube, our summer outlook at cwg.news/summer outlook, and our latest forecast, cwg.news/latest. Have a great, albeit muggy and somewhat wet work week, but please take care and carry that small umbrella with you if you can throughout the week. Bye for now.